Break and the continue statement are two very useful statements in Java loops. Continue. And so how do you use them? Well, let's see an example. You use them in both, they can be used in both a while and a for loop. So I'm writing here a for loop I0, I less than 100, I plus plus. And let's say I'm going to print out I. And here I can say if I is 7, then break. So you see I have a for loop. Within that for loop, the first thing I do is I print I. Then I go here, it says if I is 7, break. What the break is going to do is going to break out of this for loop. So when I run this program, it only prints out the numbers 0 all the way up to 7. After 7, it breaks. Okay, what if that's what the break does. It's going to do the same thing for the while loop. So break breaks out of the loop, the innermost loop. Now, so it goes up until it finds one loop, either a for loop or a while loop, and it just breaks out of it. So it finds that block and it just goes to the next one, exits that block. If I say instead continue and I run that program, you see it printed all the digits up to 99, but if we go back here, well, it printed out 7 because this is behind it. Let me move this. Let's say I put this there after. So first it checks if I is 7. If it is, then it continues. Otherwise, it prints the number. Now we run it. Now we should not see a 7, right? So this goes 6, then 8. So if I is 7, then continue. So we're going to skip this. You can do all kinds of things. The common things would be like, say, is I even? You can check if I is even, right? So that means I mod 2 is 0. So the remainder after dividing I by 2, that's what you get from this. If the remainder after dividing I by 2 is 0, then continue. And so that means it's going to print out all the odd numbers. So that's the break and the continue, and they work exactly the same as in the while loop. So continue, if this was a while loop, continue, we just go back up here. Break, we'll just go out of the block.